Welcome to these insights from my guides on the pathway to growth, which is very much involved with our power of choice. And choice has enormous power in our lives. We have so many opportunities in every day where we can choose to be reactionary, to be hurt, to be distressed, to have a shadow emotion. Or we can choose, under exactly the same conditions, to make another choice, to perhaps see the gift in what we see, to perhaps find peace in it, to go with the flow of what it is that is being presented for us in the day. And this, in its way, makes an entirely different choice for us as to how and what we choose in our lives going forward. And being able to step back and choose peace, and step back and not be reactionary. See what the gift is in any situation. That leads to the greatest growth that we have. Obviously, if we make a choice where we go into shadow emotions, we learn enormous amount through that too, and that is also a way to growth. But the most peaceful and the easiest way to growth is through being very careful with the choices that we make. And if I take that into the realms of painting, of which where I have most of my work happening, and I understand color so much, is if we look at the color green, and here we have the green in front of us, we automatically think, somebody will say the word green, we'll think of green leaves, and we'll have a green that'll come to mind. Perhaps it's not the specific green, but we see green. But if we look at it from the terms of an artist's point of view or from color mixing, we understand that greens are made from mixtures of yellows and blues. And for every different yellow that holds a different energy and mixes with a different blue of its own specific energy, we create a green which is very, very specific. In other words, if we are faced with an issue and a problem, and we see it on its surface, we see the green, we see the blue, we see the yellow, we see the energy that we experience of it. But if we really feel into it, we find that it has far more nuances, far more messages for us, and opens us and allows us to see we have another choice. What if instead of that green, we choose a different green, perhaps a more olivey green, and that gives us a more earthy feel, a more grounded feel. We can think more deeply into the question. We can think more carefully as to how we respond. And if it's a lighter, yellower, more lime green that has more light energy, more energy, it might bring us to finding our way to dance through a situation. And I'm using color here purely as an example of how many ways we can actually look at the same situation from a completely different point of view. And wouldn't it be a really good idea if we could distance ourselves in that moment, and instead of reacting or feeling our body energy dropping or falling into despair or finding fault with ourselves, what if we took that moment to breathe in deeply and look at it from a different perspective? Is there a lesson? Is there a joy? Is there a way to flow with this? If we're looking at being upset about things in the world around us, is there something you can specifically do about that issue? Is it a war? Is it conflict? Is it unhappiness? Is it abuse? Can you do something about it? Can you not change? If you cannot change what is happening out there, what you can change is the choice you make about it. Perhaps it'll bring to you, this trauma out there, the blessings and the gratitude you feel for your life. Perhaps it'll bring to you a feeling of being at peace with yourself and being able to send peace to the areas of conflict. Perhaps you'll be able to look around yourself and find joy in what you see and send the joy to those that are being abused. Your energy can go where it's needed. Energy is very, very strong. And so you can create this entire landscape. Each and every one of these beautiful trees and plants is a different experience, a different choice. It's all the forest, but each and every one has a different energy, a different feeling, and a completely different outcome for yourself, first of all, and to flow out of you and lift up the energies of the world around you. Thanks for being with us today. If you'd like to contact me for any follow-ups on readings or healing or journeys, don't hesitate to call me. Thank you so much.